Did you know that in Scotland, whisky is so revered it's known as the water of life? Welcome to the world of Scottish whisky, a world where traditions have been passed down through centuries, where the art of distillation is not just a process, but a craft steeped in history. A world where the amber liquid in your glass tells a tale of the land it came from, the people who made it, and the time it took for it to reach its perfect form. In Scotland, whisky is more than just a drink. It's a part of the national identity, a symbol of pride, and a cherished tradition. It's the warmth in the chill of a Scottish winter, a friend in solitude, a toast in celebration. It's the spirit of Scotland, captured in a bottle. But what makes Scottish whisky so special? Is it the types of Scotch whisky, each with its unique characteristics, from the smoky peat of an Islay malt to the smooth sweetness of a Speyside? Or is it the meticulous production process, a blend of science and art, that transforms simple ingredients like barley, water and yeast into liquid gold? Perhaps it's the flavor profiles, as varied as the Scottish landscapes, from the rich and fruity to the light and floral. Or could it be the aging, the patient wait as the whisky matures in oak casks, absorbing flavors and gaining depth and complexity over the years? Could it be the famous distilleries, each with its own story, its own traditions, its own secrets? Or the world-expensive whisky brands, the pinnacle of luxury, sought after by connoisseurs and collectors alike? Or maybe, just maybe, it's the cultural significance of Scotch whisky, its place in the heart of Scotland, its role in the social fabric, its contribution to the economy, its appeal to the world. Every aspect of Scottish whisky is an enigma, a puzzle to be savoured, a mystery to be unravelled. So pour yourself a dram and join us as we embark on this journey into the heart of Scotland, into the soul of its whisky. Let's delve deeper into the intriguing world of Scottish whisky. In the realm of Scottish whisky, one size certainly does not fit all. A statement that rings true as we delve into the diverse types of Scotch whisky. First, we have the single malt, a pure expression of a single distillery's character, made from malted barley in pot stills at a single distillery. It's a favourite among whisky connoisseurs for its depth and complexity. Next, the blended malt, a symphony of flavours, is a blend of single malts from different distilleries. It offers a harmonious balance, with each malt contributing its unique notes to the blend. Then, there's the single grain whisky, often overlooked but equally important. Made from grains other than barley and distilled at a single distillery, it is lighter and smoother, often serving as the backbone in many popular blends. And finally, the blended grain whisky, a mix of grain whiskies from different distilleries. This blend is a lighter and more delicate alternative to its malt counterparts. But let us not forget the king of them all, the blended Scotch whisky. A marriage of malt and grain whiskies, it is the most widely sold type of Scotch, providing a consistent flavour that appeals to a broad audience. Each whisky type, with its own production process and ingredients, brings forth a unique flavour profile. Some whiskies are peaty and robust, others are light and fruity, and some even offer a sweet, creamy palate. Each type of Scotch whisky offers a distinct taste and experience. A world of diversity, bottled up in the golden liquid we call Scotch. The making of Scotch whisky is a fine art, passed down through generations. It begins with the humble barley grain, which is soaked in water and allowed to germinate in a process known as malting. The germinated barley, now called malt, is then dried in a kiln to halt germination. The heat from the kiln is crucial as it can influence the flavour of the final product, with peat smoke often used to add a distinctive smoky note. Next, the dried malt is ground into a rough flour known as grist, which is then mixed with hot water in a mash tun. This process, known as mashing, extracts the sugars from the malt. The sugary liquid, now called wort, is then separated from the grain and transferred to a washback for fermentation. Here, yeast is added, converting the sugars into alcohol and creating a liquid known as wash. The wash is then distilled not once but twice. The first distillation occurs in the wash still, separating the alcohol from the wash. The second distillation in the spirit still further refines the alcohol, creating a liquid with an alcohol content of about 70%. Finally, the spirit is transferred to oak casks for maturation, a process that can take years or even decades. It's during this period that the whisky develops its rich, complex flavors and its signature golden hue. Every step in the production process contributes to the unique flavor and character of Scotch whisky. Scotch whisky is a symphony of flavors waiting to be discovered. Each pour holds a multitude of notes, each one dancing on your palate in its unique way. Like a great piece of music, the individual tones come together to create a harmonious and captivating experience. The world of Scotch whisky is a veritable cornucopia of flavors. From the lush orchards of Speyside, where the whiskies are often fruity and floral, carrying notes of apple, pear and honey, to the rugged coastlines of Islay, where the whiskies are typically smoky and peaty, echoing the raw power of the Scottish landscape. Each distillery, each region, and indeed each bottle of Scotch whisky offers a different flavor profile. Some are sweet and mellow, with hints of vanilla and toffee, while others are rich and robust, with a complex array of spices and dried fruits. No matter the profile, every sip is a testament to the craftsmanship that went into its creation. The flavor of Scotch whisky is a journey in itself. In the world of Scotch whisky, age is more than just a number. Indeed, it is an integral part of the whisky's identity and character. As the years pass by, the whisky quietly matures within its cask, a silent dance between spirit and wood that shapes the final product. The cask, often a former wine or bourbon barrel, imparts its own unique flavors into the whisky. Over time, the whisky absorbs the rich, deep notes from the wood, such as vanilla, toffee, and various spices. Concurrently, it loses some of its harsher elements, becoming smoother, softer, and more refined. The result is a mellow, complex spirit that reveals a new facet with every sip. Each year of aging adds more depth, more complexity, more whispers of the cask and the spirit's journey. This is why an older Scotch whisky is often more sought after and valued than a younger one. Aging gives Scotch whisky its depth and complexity, and indeed, it is this aging process that truly makes Scotch whisky an experience to be savoured. Scotland is home to some of the world's most renowned distilleries. Each one of these distilleries is a testament to the rich tradition and mastery of whisky making. Let's embark on a journey through some of the most distinguished distilleries in Scotland. First up, we have the Macallan, nestled in the Speyside region, known for its meticulous attention to detail and exceptional oak casks. Then there's Lagavulin, a jewel of Islay, producing rich, smoky whisky with a maritime twist. In the Highlands, we find Glenmorangie, a distillery recognised for its innovative approach to maturation and finishing. And we cannot overlook Talisker, the only distillery on the Isle of Skye, renowned for its peaty, maritime character. Each distillery has its own unique charm, offering different experiences and flavours. They are more than just production facilities. They're places where magic happens, where water, barley and yeast are transformed into the liquid gold we know as whisky. These distilleries are the heart of Scotch whisky production. For some, Scotch whisky is not just a drink, but a valuable investment. It's an intriguing world where the age-old art of distillation meets the modern economy. The most expensive Scotch whiskies are like bottled history, their value often rising with time. Let's take a brief journey into the realm of these elite brands. The Macallan, for instance, is renowned for its limited edition releases, some of which fetch astronomical prices at auction. Its M whiskey, aged in Spanish oak for over 70 years, sold for over $1 million. Then we have Dalmore, another heavyweight in the luxury whiskey world, famous for its Patterson collection, a set of 12 bottles that collectively command a price tag of nearly $1.5 million. Whiskies like these are not simply beverages, but artifacts of craftsmanship, tradition, and heritage. Factors such as rarity, age, and packaging contribute to their staggering prices. The value of Scotch whisky goes beyond its taste. It's a world of luxury, prestige, and for the fortunate few, a very rewarding investment. Scotch whisky is more than just a beverage in Scotland. It's a part of the culture. It's a symbol of national pride, deeply woven into the fabric of Scottish history and heritage. Over centuries, Scotch whisky has become integral to Scottish traditions, playing a central role in celebrations, gatherings, and even local folklore. The process of whisky making echoes the Scottish spirit of craftsmanship, patience, and a respect for the elements, further deepening its cultural resonance. It isn't merely the taste, but also the stories, the rituals, and the shared experiences that make Scotch whisky a symbol of Scottish identity. The whisky industry also fuels the Scottish economy, providing jobs, attracting tourists, and contributing to the local communities. It's a symbol of Scotland's resilience, innovation, and enduring connection to its land and people. Scotch whisky, the water of life, is indeed the lifeblood of Scotland. From the diverse types to the intricate production process, the world of Scottish whisky is truly fascinating. It's a journey that takes us through distinct flavors, the art of aging, renowned distilleries, and the most lavish brands. Each sip tells a tale of tradition, craftsmanship, and Scottish pride. The cultural significance of Scotch whisky transcends beyond mere consumption. It's an experience, a heritage. So, the next time you sip on a glass of Scotch whisky, remember, you are not just tasting a drink, but experiencing a piece of Scotland's rich heritage.